Saudi Arabia will no longer be the only Gulf state with no public Christian places of worship after an agreement that was signed between local Wahhabi leaders and a Vatican cardinal to establish a cooperative relationship. Now, just recently, a high-ranking cardinal from the Vatican did visit Saudi Arabia. He is the president of the Pontifical Council for Interreligious Dialogue, Cardinal Jean-Louis Touran, and the Saudi authorities are now ready to build Christian places of worship in what is the most religious fundamentalist country in the world, and this is certainly a very significant development. Touran was in Saudi Arabia for a week in the middle of last month. In a visit was widely covered by local media and mostly ignored by the English-language press. He met with the then de facto ruler, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and with multiple spiritual leaders. One of the things that makes this so significant is that Saudi Arabia is the single most religiously intolerant country in the entire world. Non-Muslims are punished for any display of religion outside of their own home, and Muslims who decide to convert to another religion in the country are sentenced to death for apostasy. And this is also the same society that has religious police who go around to make sure everybody is following what they perceive to be the correct Islamic line. Now, this comes it should be noted that the Vatican has denied the claim that there is going to be any agreement to build churches. That should be noted, that once this news came out, they have denied it, but we're going to have to see how true it is in the future. Now, it's very interesting to note that this comes when the Saudi government is on a massive public relations campaign. Now, just recently, Salman legalized certain forms of entertainment. They allowed cinemas to be returned to the country, so now you can go watch movies, because apparently that was a thing that was banned inside the country. And just recently, they had the WWE come in and do a show for the country, allowing women and children in the audience for the first time ever at some kind of public display. Of course, the female wrestlers were not permitted to compete, but this is part of that liberalization that is coming through on Saudi Arabia. This also comes off the backs of the decision to allow women to drive cars. It seems very much that this is a public relations campaign for Saudi Arabia to try to improve its image around the world, given that its image is possibly of the worst country in the entire world for human rights. Now, this comes as a response to criticisms that have been thrown at the country for its invasion and bombing of Yemen, which has claimed the lives of 13,000 people, and I suspect much more when we take other factors into account. And there has been a growing tide over these past few years of beginning to criticize the Saudis for this wholly inhumane, unjust war that it is carrying out against the Yemeni people. So I don't really see this as any more than a propaganda ploy to try to save its image in the international community, as the United States and the UK are going endlessly on about the supposed human rights abuses by governments like Syria and the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, all of the enemies of the United States and even Iran, yet they turned a complete and utter blind eye to the very real and proven human rights abuses by countries like Saudi Arabia and the genocidal state of Israel. So, in the face of all of that, it seems Saudi Arabia is now trying to put out some kind of public relations campaign to try to improve its image around the world, when it is truly possibly the worst country in the entire world.
Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.